Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are
the Carbonation Conversation,
reviewing Marvel's Moon Knight Episode 5.
Asylum.
And if you like what you hear, you like the music in the background, you like the music production and the audio editing, don't ever hesitate to contact MoBeats89 in the description below. In fact, we are almost finished with the new logos. I'm pretty sure we're going to introduce them out in May. You know, both of our birthdays are in May, so might as well, right?
Right, exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? So don't hesitate to always hit out mode for Twitch streams, logos, whatever you can imagine in the description below. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
All right. Now, you know, Broke Week is over, right?
Broke Week is over.
And we got some interesting beer that I was looking in Benny's. I was like, you know what? Ito would love this shit. And what do we have, Ito?
It's called Hip Hops and R&B Brew.
Yeah, Funky Town
Brewery.
Funky Town Brewery. An American Pale Ale.
5.5%.
And it's a Chicago. I don't know if it's from Chicago, but when I turn it around, it says Chicago. Yeah. The Windy City, Chi-Town, the Second City, the Crib. This beer is... Can I read this? This beer is the one that started Funky Town. It is reminiscent to an artist's first album.
Which is the Fugees.
Well, all right.
The Fugees, the Score album, actually has a picture. It looks like the three members of Fugees.
Yeah, the can looks incredible.
What's the other guy? Prom? Lauren Hill and I think those with a P. I can't remember though.
Man, definitely shout us out in the comments if you know below. But yeah, happy New Year. Let's try this out. Now, I did see on the back it says Citra Mosaic. So I do taste the little fruity, fruitiness. But
it's not horrible. It's not overpowering.
Pretty
I like it. It's pretty smooth. I'm not too big on the fruity beers, but it's not overpowering it. So
I would at least bring this over for people to try.
Yes, I agree.
You know, I buy this.
Totally
I'm like,
agree.
hey, you know what? Try this. Check it out. Actually, you know what? My wife would actually probably at least give this a try and be like, you know what? It's not as horrible as the other beers that you tasted. Okay, let me taste it again. Happy New Year. Yeah, that has a nice finish. You know what I'm saying? It's not smooth. It's funny because it has Denny's favorite on the bottom with like a little like what is this, like, you know, chemical scientist little thing, chemistry little glass. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Cool.
Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe on 3 of our major platforms, which is Podbean, YouTube, and which is the other one? Facebook. Yeah, see, you thought I forgot. Facebook. And if you do, subscribe, like, follow, whatever that little button is that you got to push to get the fucking computer to search us every time you Google some review show, this shout out is for you.
The bell?
Yeah. Oh, ring the bell. Yeah. YouTube specifically. Like right there, you got a little bell that you ring. But if you do, this shout out is for you.
Shout out.
Now, what is your first thoughts on this episode? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I got a little bit to say.
I thought this was the best episode of the season so far.
Okay, so we are in agreement. And here's the thing, like, at least for me specifically, like, I'm done with saying movies are good because of the action. Because we have gotten so advanced.
Yeah,
it's 2022.
I mean, it's just
action is just intense.
You got to know what you're going into. If you're going into a movie just for action, then you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But if you're going into something else and you just get action, then you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, but even for me personally, when I go see the Avengers, you know, all those movies, like the one before Endgame, I don't know the name, Infinity War, phenomenal. Endgame, phenomenal. If you want me to pick between the two, I don't know. There's a lot of fucking action in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, there's no bad action movie. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, the story can be absolutely fucking dreadful. But the action in the movie can kind of save a lot of movies.
It can kind of. But it can, like I said, it can also ruin it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, they say Michael Bay is known for.
Oh yeah, but that's because nobody
much.
likes the little teeny little boppers that he has with the little short jean shorts, like it's 1985. Anyway. But even twists, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain twists can save movies or they can destroy movies. I forget what twist I was just kind of like. It was one of those Leonardo DiCaprio movies where he was like the actual patient.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, yes. Because my manager guessed that shit before them. He's like, I bet you he's a prisoner. I was like, nah, fuck you. Went to go pay good money to go see this. What do I have here at the end? He's a fucking prisoner. So I was like, the patient, my bad. Patient, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of was like, some twists work, some twists don't. I remember that Robin De Niro movie with the little girl when he was like multiple personalities. Yeah. A lot of people were split on that movie.
Something inside.
Yeah. And the reason I'm getting at this, because it's just like that with television shows. Me and Ito discussed, at least I specifically said that this was still processing. That I was still on the fence of whether or not I thought this show was good or not. And you were like, man, the second to last episode is usually the biggest. Usually, traditionally now. I don't know if Game of Thrones said that shit. I don't know. But who cares? It's usually traditional in most series. And this fucking episode was by far and I've only seen WandaVision. I fucking love WandaVision. Was some of the best fucking television shit I've ever fucking seen.
Oscar Isaac acted his ass off.
I mean, and that's just crazy to me because I know it's Marvel. I know we have a superhero character, and I know people like action. But what if they would have did this episode? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we would have just been in an asylum? Well, I don't know the story. I'm not finna sit up here and give you a path to a story. I don't know. But this episode was so much better than every other fucking episode.
Well, this episode couldn't happen until he got shot and killed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, what if, episode 1 would have just woken up with him in the cave and boom, he's shot and killed and now he's here. Because this shit was so fucking good.
You can't just do that,
I know.
Because it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
You could start the show episode like that, but then you wouldn't know what the hell you got into. It's the build up, even though the other episodes were, kind of annoying me here and there. If it wasn't for those, I don't think this episode would have been as good.
Man, I thought this episode as a standalone episode, if Marvel just threw this out there for you to learn about who MoonKnight is, and then maybe at the end towards, he become MoonKnight, you kind of fix that shit at the ending, I think this would have been good. Because to me, this was by far, like, I don't even want to say Marvel shows, I said television. This was...
It was
fucking good.
Like I said,
I was just like, why are you giving me this with one episode left? I'm so mad.
And the final episode broke a record for the shortest finale in all of the Marvel shows.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously we're about to get into it. And it was like the last episode, it was a little bit hard for me to take notes. So, I mean, I don't know if you have more structured notes than I do. I have more detailed than just dumbass shit, like medical facility in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, let's get into it, though.
But yeah, I mean, the show starts off, you hear a kid screaming in like a cave type, and then you see a woman saying, "This is all your fault."
Yep.
You don't know what the hell that is yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, what? And all of a sudden it cuts to Towerette screaming.
Yep.
Because Mark and Steven are screaming. So it cuts to that. Then doesn't it just straight flip to the hospital, the psych ward?
Yeah, they're back. He's back with Harrow.
Back in asylum,
and
Harrow's
trying to communicate with them, and he's still unconvinced. This is Mark.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Think it's Mark. Because you see when he comes out, he got the bandage on his nose like he's a boxer. Like, where the hell did this come from? He's telling him he didn't sedate him, and he kind of sounds different.
You know what?
This might actually be Jake Lockley, which is the third personality. That's what a lot of people are thinking because he had. If you see it again,
Yes, I
watched it again.
I watched it twice, and I did note that too.
He kind of talked different. You know, you're not a doctor. The way he talked and everything.
Yeah,
it wasn't the same. Then the whole bandage on the nose like a boxer. He apparently supposed to be the best, the most aggressive of them all. Ooh, later on, we'll talk. They're saying that basically he was created to take the punishment from the mother.
Oh, wow.
Because if even Mark created Steven, but Steven doesn't remember getting punished. Steven was created to act like he had a good mother. He was raised by a good mother. Oh, so who took the beatings?
And that's oh my God, this whole shit is so fucked up. I will say I cried on the WandaVision shit. By then, me and my wife with the kids, we were fucking balling. This, I was so close. It was there. It was there.
It was crazy.
So fucking close there because this is some The Sale type shit. You remember The Sale with Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah.
Man, it was very reminiscent of that. That was the first fucking thing I picked on. But basically, he doesn't believe Harrow. But he's basically trying to break out again, and you see that they give him like this big ass injection. Like that's like a fucking spinal, like epidural type shot. That shit is huge. Back of the neck. He's like, oh, and everybody yells, and then boom, it's back. Him, Steven, and what is
Tara Red.
They're
basically saying like this is the afterlife. Both the scenes in the asylum and on the boat, and that the scenes in the doctor's office were created to represent self-doubt.
Yes, and you know what I'm saying? She's like, hey, you know, this is what people have when they come to the afterlife. It's all in their head, which is very, very true. Like I'm telling you, that supernatural universe coming at us again, brother. I'm just saying, I ain't got time to explain it. Happy New Beer.
Right. It was like you said too, how the medical facility is in Chicago. Apparently, in the comics, that was a real. It was a Putnam medical facility, and something that Harrow said was that your brain is a pendulum swinging between reality.
And one thing I do also like is a shout out to and RIP Chadwick Boseman because terrorists dropped it. Easter egg. Did I say that right? Easter egg.
Muffin top?
Yeah, muffin top. Well, I don't know what the fuck did I say? I don't remember.
You said a muffin top.
Yeah, some shit like that.
You mean an Easter egg?
But she does say that there are different type of planes. You know, again, believing. I love this shit. Believing in what you specifically believe in will be the place that you will be in the afterlife. It is so fucking awesome. And she says, oh, have you seen the astral plane? Wakanda forever, bitches. It looks so beautiful. Oh my God.
This hospital is a subjective underworld of the MCU called the Duats, just like T'Challa perception of the astral plane.
Oh my God, that was so awesome. I was like, I really appreciate that.
It's funny how she's just like, oh, we haven't had a soul pass through here in a while. And she's like looking through the paper like she can't remember like what to say, like what's next, flipping through the paper. And basically that has to do with the whole faith.
And supernatural motherfucking complex. Check out Supernatural. So good. So good.
It has to do with the faith.
Oh my God.
They haven't had souls there because people stopped believing in it.
Yes, in Egyptian and Greek mythology, which is the fucking, but like, I'm sorry. I love all the gods. I'm not about to disrespect any guy here, but damn, if you want to pick a story who you say, you know what? I want that. Greek and Egyptian mythology is fucking incredible.
Some of the best.
Like, bro, sun gods, air gods, wind gods.
Stuff that's been out since what, BC times, maybe? Like
before, when our people were back in the day, you know, it was probably, you know, they probably had a little crowd, you know, with some sticks to a mic, you know what I'm saying? Like, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mel and this is E. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, it's just, it's awesome. I fucking love it.
Jesus walks.
I know, right? And he came in, and again, not poo-pooing on Jesus because we love him too. We love him too. He came in, but he cleared house.
Yeah, of course.
He fucking cleared out. Anyways,
but anyway, they go out of the hallway or asylum, and they see they're on a boat going through sand like the sand is water.
Yes, and not only that, they have to. Basically, she says before they get to the end, they have their scales have to match. Like they have to balance.
This place is called Aru.
Yes, and
the field of reeds, a heavenly paradise. But like you said, the hearts must balance. Just a feather of truth. Now,
one thing that she did say, Tarat, is that I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Tarat. She did say, I've never had two people at the same time before, and then she does mention that, hey, your hearts isn't balancing, so I automatically
it's when she pulled the hearts out.
Yeah.
And of course, Disney, so they're not gonna make it all bloody.
And it made it look nice.
They made it look like kind of stone.
Yeah,
like
they were lit. They they actually look pretty cool. And then she weighs in, but she's like, hey, they won't
balance out.
And I was just like, oh, I know where this is going. Fucking Steven. I was like, no, they're not gonna do it, are they? Because I knew where they were going. Like, obviously, he has multiple personalities. He has to, just come face to face, yada, yada, yada.
Then Mark's like, I say we kill the hippo and take the boat.
He's just like, yeah, this is what we do because we can't afford to die. You know what I'm saying? What about Layla? We don't. This is another thing. One episode left and you can't. Really? Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
What are you gonna say?
No, because it's also like, again, this is one of my favorite episodes, but it also frustrates me.
Because there's one episode left?
Because it's like one episode left. Is this their first multiple season series? Because for all the articles, which I haven't read, but I've seen the headlines, is Oscar Isaac is doing something else. Oscar Isaac has no other shit to do.
Yeah. Right now, they said there is not a second season.
So how is Ahmed supposed to come back with Layla, and then he's supposed to come back, and MoonKnight's supposed to come back?
All in 46 minutes. Yeah.
Bro.
I know.
Go ahead.
So they head back inside.
Happy New Year. We gotta take Happy New Year after that. We digress.
They head back into the hallways, and now each room is containing memories of the past. Like the first one you see is MoonKnight beating up the jackal in the bathroom in the museum. The other one on the other side is Steven helping Khonshu change the sky.
And then he sees this door. Correct me if I'm wrong. He sees this door with him drinking. He's like by a car. He's drinking.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, what's that door? Mark is like, bro, you don't want to go there.
Yeah,
you don't want to go there. He doesn't go there.
And by that door, there's a QR code.
Motherfucker.
And it leads to MoonKnight Episode 1, 1980, his very first solo comic book. The Origin. And guess what we're doing? Origin story right now. So,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Jesus Christ. See, I like Jesus. Anyways, they end up going to another room, and this happens to be the room that every person Mark has killed.
There's a cafeteria. Yeah, it was basically every person he's killed as Khonshu.
And
of course, it was funny how their cannabis jars are on the table.
Oh, you know what? What's so fucking crazy is I didn't even notice that. Yeah. I was noticing the statues more. Damn, that's so fucking crazy. And as he's going through, one thing I do like is Steven kind of shits on Mark at this point. He's like, damn, this is how many motherfuckers you killed. You're really about that life. But Mark is saying, I remember everyone. He starts to name them.
They were all bad people.
Yeah.
They did bad things, but I do. Like, have you ever killed somebody? You know what I mean? Like, it's something that it's hard for him to live with. It's not like he enjoys doing it.
Yeah. So, let me ask you a question. Let's say Khonshu came to you. You was just chilling back, having a couple shots.
I do it.
WrestleMania.
I do
right?
it.
Yeah. Exactly. Would he be like,
vengeance?
I need you to be my vengeance. Be like, can I wear Batman?
I want to be fat Spider-Man.
man, like I would be. And you know what's so fucked up? I would be there too. I would be like, oh, so you said these people already did wrong, right? Are you sure?
Right.
Oh, I'm good to go.
Can you show me a flash of what they done? Okay, cool.
All
right, good.
Let's get it. We finna rule. You know what I'm saying? We finna.
Can I do it how I want to do it? No.
But yeah, so you know, basically.
So then Steven, they're in the cafeteria, and then Steven says, "Who's that?" And you see a kid standing there.
And he's like, "Why is the kid there?"
And then the kid runs away, and Steven chases him. Mark's like, "No, you know,
don't go there, because at the time, obviously, what we know now is Mark recognizes the child.
So yeah, he runs, and they go into a memory of a barbecue, and basically you find out that this is Mark's little brother, and you meet Wendy and Elias, the father and mother.
Now, I did think that Mark's brother was named Steven. That's what I thought it was. I was like, oh, it's, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we've seen so many fucking shows, we try to connect the dots and shit. Go ahead.
But yeah, they do a little stuff like you see Randall drawing a picture of a one-fin fish, which of course reminds you of the fish he had.
Yep.
And Mark's making fun of it, and the mom's leave your brother alone. You know, so then they're like, okay, we're gonna go take a walk and stuff, and the mom's like, oh, he's your responsibility. Take care of your little brother. Yeah. And you know, it's funny because of Emmett. They're like, oh, later's alligators. Yeah. The wild crocodile. So
it's funny. I say that to my son even right now. He's like, hey, let me ask you a question. You're a younger brother. You have an older brother. Was it like that? Was it like, hey, back in the day, hey, you motherfuckers going out? Make sure he takes care of little Ito.
No, when I was growing up, my brother bullied me, so I did not want to go anywhere. I was scared when I
so you was like, I'm not going to this cave with the water filled up. Nah, you know what? Let me go back. Okay. Now, so as now Steven is seeing this.
Steven's following the brothers, the young brothers,
because we can tell Steven beforehand. He could tell that Mark didn't really want to approach this door, so he locks him out. And as he's seeing what Ito is describing, the boys they're going exploring like boys do. They're like 12 and 8. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're like innocent boys, just doing adventuring. And they go through the cave, and what Steven notices that the boys don't is there's rain.
And the water level is rising.
Being a brother from Chicago, I had no idea that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like caves always have some exits when it comes to water, cracks, all that shit. I had no fucking idea that if it's in a rainstorm, the last place that you would want to be is a motherfucking cave. These kids go into a cave, and basically what we are led to believe is that Mark was trying to save his brother from drowning. His brother drowned. Now,
it's funny we got mentioned. It was like before they walked in the cave, they were quoting that Tomb Buster movie.
Yeah, and not only that, when Steven was walking in, he stepped on a Kanju figure.
Oh, he stepped on it was the bones of a bird.
Oh, that's what it was? Okay, because that bird looking like motherfucker. I'm just saying.
Steven sends and they say that could be why he sees him the way he sees him.
Because so Kanju can be interpreted
because they're
in different ways.
They're saying that Kanju's real, how he looks really is a live bird head, not no bone. Like when he's drawn and stuff, it's a actual bird head, not a bone. But so this is why he sees him like this.
That's some good shit. And we see Steven, he's screaming. He's like, no, boys, don't go away, don't go away, don't go away. And doesn't Mark pull him from that? He's like, hey, fucking relax. They're back at the hospital. Then he's just like, hey, dude, you need to relax. We're getting pictures back and forth of Steven and Mark, between the flooding.
Did they go back to the hospital or did they go? Oh yeah, okay. They because then they go to the memory of the brothers Sheba.
Yes.
Which is a Jewish funeral.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Steven. Mark is still trying to find him at this point because he locked them out. And Steven goes to the door, and I already knew what was gonna happen, but I honestly wasn't prepared. You know, as a fucking father, I understand. You know, even when disciplining kids, you know what I'm saying, you kind of feel bad when you put your foot down. But the mother, bro, like. Really? Yeah. Really?
That's where Mark finds Steven in that memory, because Steven's already in there, and Mark's outside the door, like hesitating to go in, and he's just like, "Fuck it," you know. He goes in, and that's when he sees this. He's at the funeral. The mom's like, "I want him back," and then young Mark starts coming down the stairs, and the mother's like, "Bro, what are you doing here?
Like, man,
it's your fault."
Like, seriously, like.
And I would say young Mark, Carlos S. Sanchez, did an absolutely fantastic job as well.
Yes, unfortunately, you had the most generic name in the world.
Yes.
But as soon as you said Carlos Sanchez, like, I work at T-Mobile, I see like 8 of them. I'm not.
So
you know what I'm saying. Anyways,
the mom starts going off. It's your fault. So young Mark runs up the stairs. Steven chases him. Mark's behind.
Yeah, and he's just trying to, you know, Mark is just like, hey, I'm not trying to have you about this life. But before even Mark, you know, says that, we see more of the future. We're just like, God damn, like.
Then we start going through young Mark's birthdays.
That was the most crushing to me.
They're trying to call the dad, trying to call the mom down. Oh, we're gonna blow the candles, and she's not responding, and he's just like, just be used to this time, buddy, you know. And
yeah, it's funny how kids always say, hey, I'm mom's favorite, I'm dad's favorite, I'm mom's favorite. Even my sister tells me to this day, you know, I'm mom's favorite. You know, she told me that, right? She told me. And we even see that even the last fragment of his history that we have is when his last birthday, because the first birthday his mom didn't come down, but this mom, she decides to come fucking down.
He's walking around with a glass.
I don't even want to take
a
shot out.
You know
I don't even want to take a shot out. You know what I'm saying? I was almost about to say, do you want to take a shot out? But
now to stop.
Her ass fucking comes down. She's so disrespectful. You know, she's saying, I knew your ass. I knew. You know, basically, she basically says that he did this on purpose, like some Macaulay Culkin. What was that movie? Good Son? That Good Son type shit.
Really?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he's just like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. And the kid runs off. Steven's devastated. Mark pulls his ass out. And Mark is just like, bro.
Steven's like, what happened in that room?
He's like, I don't remember mom like that. He's like, bro, you don't even know.
When he pulls them out, now they're outside in the street, and then you see a teenage Mark just mad walking, like leaving. Like he's leaving. He's done dealing with the mom. The father's like, I don't want to lose another son.
Yep.
You know, and it's just pretty horrible.
And you can really feel for the father. You can really feel for him.
Like he tried, you know what I mean?
You know, and I get it. I definitely get it. It's hard losing a child. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, you know what I'm saying? And at this point, you know, it's Steven and Mark, and they are going back now, or I don't want to say going back, but they are transported to when Mark sees Khonshu.
So yeah, this is basically the dig site where Layla's father had died.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he's telling the story of what happened there. That he basically was discharged from the army and went to work for hire for his former commanding officer, Bushman.
Yeah.
He was an actual character in the comic books, Raoul Bushman.
I really thought we were going to maybe see him. I mean, it's only one episode. Right. Don't introduce a new fucking character in the last episode. Please don't. You know, and we see all the bodies that he lays. We see that basically Mark ends up crawling himself into.
Mark tries to stop him but gets shot. And then he sees this tomb. Across it happens to be the tomb of Khonshu, you know, and then he's just there all bloody, and he decides he's going to shoot himself.
Yeah, and before he does, Happy New Year.
Before he does, Happy New Year.
Yeah, before he does.
I can't shoot himself if we don't Happy New Year. No. But then you hear Khonshu, what a waste.
Oh my God. You know, it's so funny to me because the actor, I know who the actor is, but I'm just like, bro, you sound like a brother. It's so much. I'm sorry.
What a waste.
I know, and he's just shitting on him, and he's just like, will you be my vengeance, my justice, my daredevil?
Praise on Mark's fractured mind, because I can see your mind.
Yeah.
See how this is, you know. So he basically prays on his mind.
And even Steven says, like, hey, like, he was manipulating you. Like, I really feel bad. And Mark was just like, hey, what if this was always me? I was a killer, because he is talking about him killing his brother. He's like, what if I've always been a killer? I was like, oh, Mark, God damn, you got some demons.
Yeah.
Like, we need to sort out, brother. Like, we need to sort out together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
so yeah, they show Mark consent and actually become MoonKnight for the first time, which heals him and all that stuff. Then we go back to the boat and you see a bunch of baboons scattering around. And of course, they say that the baboons guard the gate to the underworld. That's one of the little.
Yes, and basically they talk to, what's her name?
Taweret. She fears. What is it? Fear is spreading in the upper world.
And a lot of souls.
Or something.
Basically, it was like a lot of people dying early. Yeah. So basically, Emmett is here.
Unbalanced souls are being judged to condemn to sand before their time.
Yes, and
this is evil, she said.
Yeah, so basically, what they were like was they would say, "Hey, let's do something about it." Mark is like, "Hey, so we'll have to, we'll have to tie her up, and we'll have to waste her."
They convince her to steer towards Osiris's gate, which is actually a way out of where they are.
I wish I really was able to Google Osiris. I don't know who the fuck he is, but okay.
He was one of the gods.
I know that, but I don't fucking know who the fuck he is. Apparently he got a gate, so he's important. Anyways, they head to Osiris' gate. But in the meanwhile, she says, brother, I can't even let you motherfuckers in until these scales are balanced. So Steven, if I'm please correct me if I'm wrong, Steven wants to go back because Steven don't know none of this shit. He's like, you know what? I need to go deeper. This shit is like Inception.
He's the Osiris is the god of fertility, agriculture, the afterlife, the dead, resurrection, life, and vegetation. Or not vegetation.
Shout out to Osiris shit. Can we take a shot for Osiris?
Take a shot for Osiris.
Okay. Edo's gonna pour the shot. Pour a little shot. All right. We still got another review to do. But yeah. So basically, they have to not only finish clearing their scales because. I'm sorry, I'm gonna lean on you again with the name. Taweret specifically says like, hey bro, like y'all need y'all. Even if I got you to this gate, it still needs to be balanced for you to go. So she's on their side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she's saying like, hey, you guys need to go back in there and you need to discover some shit. And this was probably the most horrible thing. I will say this. I commend Marvel because I'm shocked that they went this far. I am like, there's a lot of shit going on. Shout out to Johnny Depp. Fuck Amber Heard, Aquaman 2. She need to get her ass up out of there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's, we don't really talk about like women on male violence, and we're not about to get into that shit right now. But all I'm saying is, when I saw the mom, like, when you see his transformation as Steven, it is fucking tragic.
Of course. Well,
my God.
Don't forget, like, and before they went to that part.
Right now.
No, before they went to that part, how basically Steven was telling him, if Layla dies, it's your fault. And basically that reminded him of the mother blaming him for the brother. So he's smacking us like, no, don't tell me this, And Mark starts smacking himself and stuff, and that's when they end up back into Harold.
And Harold says you have to talk to Steven about this, and that is when you choose. He says instead of us going to the store, instead of us going through this door, please correct me if I'm wrong. Instead of going through this door, just let's have a conversation.
Yeah. And one of the biggest quotes of the movie was, "Do you think you created Steven to hide from all the awful things you feel you've done in your life, or you think you created Mark to punish the world for what your mother did to you?"
Shout out. We're gonna take a shout out to that quote, because that's some deep shit. I wrote that shit down too. And at this point, I was just like, man, not only is Ethan Hawke an extraordinary actor, but that hit hard. I'm just as confused here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I say, fast forward to Mark and
then you go to the memory where they're in the room when little young Mark runs in there, slams the door shut, and he's sitting down.
He's like, "That's not my mommy. That is not my mommy." And I'm just saying, like, I saw Fight Club, and you actually saw the transformation between like Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
This was by far the first. Next to, I forget the other fucking movie, Split. Was it Split?
Yeah.
This was the only other shit that I've seen where, you know, eyes roll back, and because you always want to see, you know, you as the viewer want to see how multiple personalities work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this was the best description that I ever could get.
Yeah.
Eyes rolled in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And he, Australian voice, like, it was heartbreaking, bro. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
So yeah, it's crazy because you see the movie poster in the background where it says the name Steven. And basically, and another Easter egg is all the names in that movie poster, like the cast or whatever.
Yeah,
they're actually part of the real cast.
And the poster says some shit about, like, when you go here when you're afraid, or some shit like that, like some along those lines. We're paraphrasing.
It was just funny. I was looking at something. They said all the names in the credits for that movie were actually people in the credits for the MoonKnight show and stuff. So that kind of shot.
And and what we see is, you know, his mom coming in. She's fucking drunk. She looks wasted. She's been drinking. She was drinking from the last couple of memories because the kid died. And I'm not sympathizing. I'm not sympathizing with her. I would be devastated if any child lost, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But the fucked up thing, I think the worst thing is losing a child when you have another child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're still affected by that loss, but you gotta raise a child. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she's drinking.
Some people
they just can't handle it, man.
Some people can't handle it. Like the father tried. He wanted it. He still loved his son. You know? And the mother just blamed him.
And she
went to the drinking,
beat the ever-living shit out of him, to the point where
it says basically
Mark pulled him through the door. He's like, "You don't need to see that. You weren't meant for that."
It's like he don't remember it. Mark hid from it, so who took the beating?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they're always saying that's why Jake Lockley is the toughest of the three, because he's the one that took the beating.
Yeah, and even when Mark is confronting Steven, he's like, "You weren't meant to see this." You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't what you were supposed to see. Steven can't take it to the point where he takes over control. And it's so funny because it's like Inception. It's like a dream within
when the
dream.
kid supposedly turns and sees, oh bloody hell!
Yeah,
the kid snapped.
Oh my god! And it's so crazy because really, like, I guess I should say shout out to the mom who was an actress as well, because to beat a kid who responds like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the actress. But yeah, you know, fast forward, Steven can't take it.
Right, so they're in the hospital. They're back in the asylum now.
Yes.
And now it's actually Steven
talking
to Dr.
Because he
Harold.
can't take the shit. He's just like, "Stop it, let me out, let me out, let me out." Boom, he's with Harold now. Harold's shocked because he didn't think he was never going to meet this motherfucker again.
Right, so he's like, "Oh, Steven, it's you." You know, and it's funny how Steven compares. He's like, "Oh, you're Ned Flanders' mustache." And
bro, that killed me. That killed me. Happy New Beer. Him looking like straight the fuck up Ned Flanders. I'm surprised because they own The Simpsons. Marvel, you son of a bitch! I didn't even realize that.
So Harold brings up their mother, and about her being dead, and Steven's like, she's not dead.
Yep.
She's not dead. It's okay. We'll call her, and then basically him faking a phone call and pretending he's gonna give him the phone makes Steven admit to himself for like the first time that she is dead.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I think I even mentioned that in the first fucking episode that I had a feeling that she was dead. Just the way he was talking to her. And he has for all intents and purposes a little bit of a breakdown. And then what we see, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong a lot, is this when Mark is outside of the funeral.
Then we go to the memory with Mark drinking outside of the mother Sheba.
Yes.
And he has a yarmulke on.
Yep. I mean, man.
He looks in there. The father's trying to call him to come in. And
who's funny? The father looks like the guy from Beer Fest to me. Like, you remember when old boy died? He cracked the bottle over his casket. He's like, oh my God. I'm just saying, Beer Fest. Phenomenal movie. A+.
Fucking hilarious movie.
But yes, and we also see Mark. He's outside of the house. He doesn't want to go in. And I don't blame him. Fuck her. I'm sorry. Like, seriously. But he does need closure. And you can tell that he doesn't have it. And he's just walking off. And
he's just fucked up in the head.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't want to give her the satisfaction
but it's
of
like,
being there.
at the same time, you can't help it.
Yeah.
It's still your mother.
Yeah.
So it just breaks him down so hard where he gets on the floor, grabs his yarmulke, starts banging on the floor, but then ends up embracing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then turns it to Steven.
Yep. And then literally it's just like, and I love it because Oscar Isaac is a phenomenal actor. He's just like, oh, bloody hell. Well, where am I? Mom, I did it again. And he just calls and everything is good. Meanwhile, the scales are almost balanced, but they're at the end of the gate. Yeah. And what happens is because they're at the end of the gate, the sea monsters, I don't want sand monsters.
Before they get there, it's good to say that Mark, Steven looked at Mark after the whole scene outside the Sheba, and he says it's not your fault. Yeah, it wasn't your fault. Then they end up on the boat, and basically the past victims that were in that cafeteria.
Yep, I noticed that too.
They came out of the sand.
He even recognized. He's like, okay, it's you and you. And basically, it's a battle.
You see them punching, turning the sand. Again. Even Steven's like, I'm part of you. If you could do it, I could do it.
Yep,
he starts going off, gets a bat.
No, I was like,
Steven,
okay,
finally.
Shit. And then this is my most hated scene.
Yep.
This is literally.
It's like the final one. Looks like he got Mark, and Steven sacrifices himself.
And I get it because Mark does need to move on. Mark does need to accept everything that has happened in his life. I get it. But just like I got when WandaVision ass was making all this shit up and she had her 2 kids, it still didn't matter. This was fucking tragic. I saw more Facebook posts about this episode. I didn't even know motherfuckers was watching Moon Knight. Motherfuckers was like, bro, the last episode of Moon Knight was wild. I'm like, bro, it's crazy. And we see Steven, and honestly, I think he's gone, right? He has to be gone.
That's what it's kind of making it seem like.
I mean, Mark has to get. He has to get. Okay. We're done, right? This is pretty much it.
Basically, the scales balance after Mark.
Yes, after he goes, and then they go to another world.
They get to Aru.
Yeah. So, I am so interested in the next episode.
Of course.
However, I am more discouraged on how they're going to wrap all this up. This is a lot to wrap up, man. I don't think
it's a lot, not nearly enough time that they should be giving us.
Like, and here's the thing, and dare I say this, because I just thought of this. Is Disney so cocky because they know what they're doing in movie theaters that they think they can wrap this up in one episode?
I don't know.
I mean, my God, like television, movies, different thing. You know what I'm saying? You can lay out a plan and a map on how to do things theatrically because it works. But this specific series, again, I haven't seen Loki, which you recommend. I haven't seen Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier?
There's Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon. I haven't seen that yet. Okay, I'm sorry. You both recommend those both. You say they're all phenomenal. I have to ask you, out of all of them, is this the most questionable? Am I wrong for questioning this series so much?
I would say yes, only because this is the only one where you knew nothing about this guy.
Yeah, okay.
Every other show had passed in the Avenger movie.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
This one was the first one. To be fair,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know MoonKnight like that. I know who the hell he was. So I feel like they purposely did it this way because they knew a lot of people were not familiar with this character.
Okay.
I feel like it was purposely done.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, I didn't know about Hawkeye's daughter. I didn't know about, I didn't know about, that's Hawkeye. That's not his daughter?
No.
I thought it was his daughter. Sorry. My bad. Don't tell me anymore. Thought it was his daughter. Whatever. I didn't know about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I didn't know that Falcon became Captain America because I'm not a comics guy, so I didn't know that. Yeah. You know, why all the people, why can't they just create black superheroes? Apparently that happened. I didn't fucking know. And it's just, to me personally, this episode saved the series. That's how I feel.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying
I think you'll really like Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier, and maybe
They chose too, like the first time they gave the serum or something, it was a black man. He was just a test of it.
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'll personally review that. Then you would jump in like in the beginning of the end, some shit like that, because we're about to review some new shit upcoming, anyways. Anything else?
No, I can't wait. I can't wait to this last episode. I just want to see what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like he should make an appearance.
They're saying there should be some. Rumor there should be some kind of appearance.
I think
somebody in this final episode.
That's the thing about picking these different characters as these different superheroes. You can just pick an actor, you know what I'm saying, like Oscar Isaac. Like, hey, you want to do 6-7 episodes? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, just he got some.
Oh, he's gonna be
popularity and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Like, movies
we
later,
could, you know what I'm saying? We could see a whole movie.
In the MCU,
is what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Whether it's his movie or someone else's movie, he's gonna be in there.
All right, you're not gonna say the circle this time, right? You ready? You ready? You ready? All right, you ready? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
This is Ito.
We are the Carbonation Conversation, reviewing Marvel's Moon Knight episode 5.
Asylum.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Drink and vibe.
Don't drink and drive.
Peace. We love you.